Carolyn has just completed her third treatment of her first series. So, how has it been so far?
I feel like I'm being restructured. Yeah. To a lighter way of being in my body.
A simpler way.
Simpler, yeah, and it feels like that word buoyant that you used yesterday was, yeah, that there's kind of a lightness, where is by contrast I can feel how heavy. And what a lot of work it was to just go around in my body.
And it costs your nervous system so much energy to just keep it together.
Yes. And I guess I was intellectually aware of that, but to feel that lightness and just feel that it's not even it's hard to describe. It's like something's engaged in the core, but it doesn't, that isn't really the right word, because it's not something that I feel like is holding in there, but
it's something that actually let go.
Just some, maybe there's a through line,
What we're actually getting to release is the meninges, which is the connective tissue that wraps around the brain and the spinal cord. So it's actually releasing all the way down. So anywhere that it was in a holding pattern and was pinched, because the spinal cord is like an accordion, and it actually like can stretch out in these different coils and contract. And so when your body goes into a holding pattern or a compensation pattern from an injury or some trauma or shock that happened, it actually, the fascia and the muscles that tighten up around the area actually pins the spinal cord. So that accordion-like structure gets like all pinched together, and then it causes like a tension pattern all the way up into the head, into the brain. And so we're like untethering those areas and getting it all fluid again. And so now you're experiencing that lightness and that freedom without being tethered anywhere. And so your natural structure can manifest, like I call it, or Dr. Howell calls it, going back to your original blueprint. This idea that we have a blueprint that we were meant to get to. Our DNA, our genetics wanted us to have a certain structure, a certain brain size, which should be matched by a certain skull size and shape. But then when life does this to us, it doesn't give us the full potential to expand, for our brain to be at its full capacity and hold the full amount of cerebrospinal fluid that it was meant to hold, and for that spinal cord to just be this fluid, untethered thing. So natural stability comes when we're in our expanded state, and there's no compensation, because it's all inherently balanced. So the less compensation.
I would say, and it does, it feels like an expansion that comes up through the middle. Around which then everything can move comfortably. That's why it's hard to describe.
Can you give us a dance metaphor?
I work a lot with expansion. I had a interesting experience in a hot tub once. Kneeling in the center of a hot tub, I wanted to explore balance in the water as related to relaxation, tension. And what I found is that if I expanded in every direction, I was automatically balanced. So releasing, expanding rather than holding created a natural balance.
Yeah, that's a good parallel to what we're doing here.
Increased potency with expansion into the universe.
Right, instead of like resisting or blocking things that come into reality, like say someone's making a judgment about you, or like your next door neighbor is being loud or something that you're like, no, I don't want to receive this, and you put a block here, that actually cuts off the entire universe. Like you're not receiving everything that's there for you. And so instead of doing that, it's about expanding more and actually taking up your full space as an infinite being, and then that actually provides like a cushion or a buffer naturally from everything.
Well, and I feel like that's what I talk about, the training in contact a lot, is spacious, cultivating, developing spacious awareness, so that I'm learning to take it all in and make my choices according to the more information that I'm allowing myself to receive, the more clear my choices can be in behalf of mutual well-being.